Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for giving this channel a chance, because people like you who press that subscribe button help my channel turn 2 years old. Yes, this whole week I'm celebrating my 2-year anniversary for the Nature Nell channel. I honestly did not think I was going to go this far with it. It started as a curiosity and it turned into something really beautiful. I've met some amazing people. I met incredible friends like Teresita, who started as a viewer and now she's a good friend. She's my co-pilot, and we've had a wonderful time at the Fairchild Botanical Tropical Gardens here in Florida at the Coral Gables area. If you guys are in town, it's a beautiful park to visit, and that's why I'm bringing you this haul. Well, part of it at least, because I did get some gifts for my anniversary and I want to share that with you as well. I think you guys have, if you've seen the Fairchild Tropical Botanical Gardens video that I just released, you will get some little tidbits of what I already got. But since you're here already, you're going to get the whole shebang. So anyways, before I start, I want to thank all the people who left me comments, who gave me congratulations. Thank you. Cheers to all. I always put the little cheers glass because it is my anniversary and I think it's appropriate. It doesn't mean I'm encouraging you. Oh God, it sounds like I had a drink. Encouraging you to go drink. It's just a symbol of my cheers. So in case anyone was wondering why I do that, that's what it means. I want to put that disclaimer. But anyway, this weekend was great. I didn't do a lot of shopping. I actually refrain from going crazy because you guys know I can go a little berserker when it comes to these big shows. This one was such a beautiful experience. There were so many other things aside from the orchids that Teresita and I, we really engaged more in the whole package deal than just the orchids, because for 2 years now that I've been going to Fairchild's Orchids in Bloom Festival, I only focus mainly on the orchids, and I'll do some walking around, but this time we actually looked at other things at the fair. And oh, I just remembered I bought some stuff, but I'll edit it in, that had nothing to do with plants, but it's really exciting to me. But anyways, let's start this haul because that's what you're here for. Let's start with Fairchild. Fairchild, the only orchid that I purchased was this cochleata. Now, I don't have a tag. It didn't come with a tag. And this one is a purple cochleata. I left my glasses. I don't know if this is even focusing. And what I liked about this was the flower itself. You know, it's one of my favorite. I always call it the the octopus flower. Because it looks like a little octopus, and it comes usually in a different color, like in yellowish green or like the pistachio colors, but this one was purple, and it was on my way out already. I was ready to go, and Anna from is it Blooming Paradise? I mix them all up. There's so many new names, but I think that's the name of her nursery, Blooming Paradise. And she had this, and I was like, oh, I like her. I want her for me. So I took her, and she's now going to be part of my, I think this is Encyclia or Epicatlea. No, I think this is an Encyclia. I'll put it under there. I always mix these because they don't look like what they really are. So anyways, guys, this was the only orchid that I purchased, and I love her. I'm going to start putting them back where I had them. And don't worry, I will be doing very soon an Orchids in Bloom, because there's just way too much not to, to skip. And I'm just super stoked with everything that has been opening and blooming and spiking. Now this, as you guys saw, if you saw the video, Fairchild, was a gift from Teresita. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, I'd never seen that color in a mocara. And which, let me see, is this a Mocara? Yeah, this is a Mocara, because I called something a Mocara the other day and it ended up not being one. Um, this one is definitely a Mocara. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them here. This is pretty heavy. Oh, man. But this is how. Now, these are not doing, these are rehabilitating. They're actually coming back. These were bought at the Tamiami. They're Renanthoras, but between the cold snap that we had, it was in Tamiami probably for 3 days. It kind of lost a lot of leaves. But here's what I like. It's got new growth coming out, so she's coming back. So this is how I keep them. So I'm going to do the same for this one. Hold on. Ooh, that's heavy with one hand. I didn't think that one through. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to keep doing it because I have my I don't want to show you that because that's in full bloom now, and I want to leave it for what's in bloom, and it's got 2 spikes. So I want to leave that wow factor for that next video. So anyway, I love it. Thank you, Teresita. It is so beautiful. I can't wait to put it in my display. I may put it in the front island. I will show you guys later. I did, well, Lewis did a new island. I told him what I had in mind, the idea, and he executed it. And so far, it's looking really, really good. So I may add more sunflowers there. But anyways, this was the second orchid that I got at Fairchild. Now this one was actually up here, and I have to be very careful because it only has 2 roots, and whew, I cannot afford to lose 1 root. There we go. That's how it was, laying back. Now, the next 2 things I got were not orchids. Let me see if I can even read this because I got this wet. Here are my glasses. Oh, philodendron. Hold on. Philodendron verrucosum, or aglow. I love this because of the back. See the front, they're a little bit beat up, guys, because this time I noticed that a lot of these, I don't know if it was because it was really hot on Sunday and Saturday. So they are in plastic bags, but you know, it's a healthy plant. So I paid for this 55. And here, it's a little wet and soggy. This is why I hope that in the future, you know, I should have told the girl I told that sold it to me, Clara. If you're watching, Clara, she's a sweetheart. I should tell her to do like the ones that I'm doing, the plastic what do they call? Plastic tags. Sorry, I just got in from work, and now because is we move the hour forward, excuse me, I can actually do videos when I get home, because when I get home it's always like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and you know it's that time everything's dark. So today I got home at 5:30, and I go, I'm going to squeeze in a video. Because to tell you the truth, my business has picked up immensely, and I'm super, super happy. I'm super happy with that. Very excited. We've been rocking it almost every day, closing super late every day. I was feeling a little bit under the weather. I got really bad allergies that turned to kind of a cold type of symptom. So as much as I try to make videos, I just couldn't. I was really like in the sofa, and then I would have to get up and go to work. And then I had to be extra careful because I was, am I contagious? But thank God I wasn't. You know, I was thinking of Lewis too, because he's here with me, obviously, and no, he's fine. So it was more of an allergy attack and sinus attack, and it was ugly. And you can hear it in some of the videos. The next video that I'm gonna, well, no, actually, that video is already out. I'm putting it out today. That's why I'm saying it. You'll hear it in my voice. This is an Anthurium CF Ivan Portele, and that was 65. Now, since I bought 2, the second one was 50%. So I paid like, I don't know, like 80 something for both. And I've been wanting this leaf for a long time. See, it like I said, they got a little bit beat up, especially in transportation, when they put them in the boxes. So unfortunately, when you buy these, you know, and on the last day, everybody has already bought the really good one. So, or should I say the ones that are not as beat up because they're all good. So you're left, with what's for Sunday. So if you guys can make it on Saturdays to these shows, that would be a good thing because you get the cream of the crop. But I am gonna repot these today. If I'm only 10 minutes in, so um, I'm gonna do a repotting with this as an extra bonus and use the new mediums that I got from the Orchid Supply Store, which the Anthurium medium is really really good. My other Anthuriums are doing so beautiful, so I am very happy with that medium. I was a little concerned because I know that a lot of people when they buy these, they don't. They don't know what to repot them in. And these are the pots I'm using. So let me put this here. I can get these later. And then now I have two gifts that were getting given to me, not at the Fairchild Tropical Gardens, but from the video that I just released today, which is the home visit to Mercedes' home. It was a complete surprise. I wasn't going there to film. I was going there to pick up a gift. And she had sent me a direct message. She asked me, I know you live in the Redlands and I live in Homestead. I would like to give you a gift. I have many orchids that I separate and split. And I noticed you don't have the jewel orchid, and that's one that I have several of. So she sent me a picture. When she sends me the picture, I was like, oh my God, this is like a beautiful, beautiful size jewel orchid. So Mercedes, which I did a home visit and has some of the most incredible orchids. It looking back at the video, it doesn't even give it justice to what it is in person. In person, you see the detail, the care for these plants. Well, you can see it here. I mean, look at that. What a beautiful plant. And this was a cutting from the mother plant. So this is my second jewel orchid. My first one died because somebody gifted it me when I first started learning how to grow the exotics, like more of the encyclias and the vandas and things like that a little more progressive, not progressive but advanced in the orchid growing world. So she gave me this one, and when I got in there, I totally forgot about this. I was just looking at everything and I was like, oh my God. She's like, do you think it's worthy of filming? If you do, you can go ahead and film. I just don't want to speak because I don't speak English. And I looked at her and I'm like, is it worthy? Are you kidding me? This is beautiful. So, Mercedes, I know you're watching. Thank you for my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jewel orchid. I am so happy with it. I've always wanted one, but you see them so tiny at the shows, and oh, I'm trying to hang it into my. Okay, here we go. Now she hangs off the wrong. Oh, there we go. All right. So this was gifted to me yesterday for my anniversary by my friends at MS Orchid, which I actually have uh, done a video at their place, and they have the most beautiful Phalaenopsis, the moth orchid. They have so many varieties, and every time, like yesterday, I went to get two gifts for birthdays today, and they had this for me. She goes, "You can have it." Now, I've seen this, but I've never seen it so healthy. Usually, when I see them, they're actually smaller. I mean, look at the size of these. And you see these a lot now at the shows. Here's a name. And that Roy, I think it's Roy Tokuskana. I gotta read it. Roy Tokuang Tokuanga. Roy Tokuanga. I like that. Roy Tokuanga. I won't forget that. So Roy Tokuanga, I learned of him in a video that Orchids in Paradise put out a while ago. And it was a really, really interesting video. He talks about hybridizing a whole bunch of different levels of or grades of orchids and what's the best orchids to choose to hybridize. And he himself has hybridized many, as this one, and has been very successful at it. I believe he lives in Hawaii. And I never knew of him until I saw that video. It's the Orchid Society. I can't remember the Orchid Society name. Sorry, Kelly. he was a speaker there, and she recorded the whole thing. And I told her, wow, that was really, really good, because I learned a lot. I might go back and watch it again, because there's a lot of things that, you only get 20% of what you see. So it's always good to go back several times so you get the 100%. So I now am the proud owner of one of these Tokuanga. Oh, me and names. Tokuanga. All right. So I finally own, I call them microchips, but there's some that are called, that look like this, that are microchips, but this is not a microchip. But it's so, so pretty. Really, really pretty. So thank you, Maria at MS Orchids, for being so sweet and kind, which, by the way, she told me that their Mother's Day event is a yearly event. Oh, squirrels are jumping from tree to tree. I thought the trees were falling. Um, they were telling me yesterday that they do a huge Mother's Day event. They even bring 20 people to be their staff, because they have so many orchids for Mother's Day, and at such a low price that they say that every year is their big event. So if you guys are interested in that, I will put it in my description box below. I will put their information, and I'll put the date, which is obviously Mother's Day. And I told them, my God, these squirrels are jumping above me. It's crazy here. It's like a little zoo. Hey, buddy. So anyway, my ADD today is on fire, because I want to tell you guys so much in so little time. So anyways, I'll put it in my description box. I'll put their name, and I will put the date that it'll take place. I encourage you guys to go, because the way they told me, I was like, okay, I will be here filming. All right, now, where are my pots? So guys, to repot these things, it is the easiest thing in the world. Okay, here's the medium that I was telling you, which is amazing, amazing. I potted only one little one with this medium, and I got to tell you, she's doing beautiful. So that's the name. If you guys want to reach out to them, it's the orchidsupply.store.com, and I will also put their information on my description box below. And if you are going to order, be smart and use my discount code, so that way you get a little discount from your purchase. So anyways, let me I need a pair of scissors. I'll be right back. I'm back. I needed to get screens. By the way, I had, instead of getting the scissors, I figured I'll just cut it over there. I cut these window screens. And so you want to put that at the very bottom. Woo, had water. So that way, that hole, you don't lose all that medium. All right, let's open this puppy up. All right, who's the lucky first? I'm going to make some tags for these now that I have my beautiful brother's tag maker that I got in Amazon. A lot of you have asked me, where did you get that? I got it on Amazon. I just ordered it. With You got to order, if you do order the brothers label maker, make sure you order the DC adapter, because it doesn't come with it. And it comes with some tape. It's not ink tape, it's like a tape that transfers. So I buy them clear, so that way I could put in on any color, and it's just black on clear. So anyways, guys, these are always wrapped very well. I've had these. I bought other philodendrons and anthuriums before. Sorry, I'm still like verklempt. Um, they hold very well. So if you guys buy these and they're kind of wet and you don't have a vase for it yet, don't worry. You can put them aside. I sometimes, like you saw, I put it on in here, and just wet the paper, and it'll hold. It'll be fine. All right. So let's start. Very, very easy. You just basically put your first, you know what, I'm going to do both of them. Why not? There's no rules or regulations here. By the way, I got these hand painted Mexican pots. I got them, believe it or not, Home Goods. No special nursery, no hidden treasure, just Home Goods. And even though you get things there at a really good price, these are hand painted, so they're still a little pricey. I paid $24.99 for each one. So, I mean, it's not breaking the bank, but still $50 for 2 pots could be a little bit steep. So, you know what, let me speed this puppy up. All right, so after you get like half in there, I'm going to use this one. I like this one. Let me see. What do you guys think? For these or for these? For these. Okay. I heard you loud and clear. It's really pretty. So what I like to do is if I put it, you're not going to see it if I don't bring it. If I sit it on top of that medium and I see that it's right above the lip, that's good enough. Now we're going to want to take, some people leave the moss. I only leave it if it's a Phalaenopsis that I bought and I see that the moss is really, really fresh and I know where it comes from. Then I'll leave it in there and then I'll just double pack it. All right, so a nice healthy root ball. Ta-da! That easy. I mean, I know I fast forwarded it, but basically what I like to do is as I'm putting the substrate or the medium in there, I like to go on the edges of the pot and kind of like squeeze with the tip of my fingers the soil right into the edges. You never want to pat in the center. You never want to pressure because you can hurt the roots. You can shock the plants. So what I like to do is by pushing the sides, all it does is just kind of compacts the soil all together and snugs it in without hurting the plant. And then of course, spray a little water and you're good to go. So let's look at this beauty right here. She's firm in there. She's not shaky. Which, by the way, a plant that shakes in her pot is an unhappy plant and they will die. And that goes for orchids too. You want to secure them really well. So see how pretty she is? She's adorable. And in that pot, oh, she's perfect. All right, Mama, we're going to put you here. She's probably like, all this house for me? While I was living in a little plastic bag with nothing but moss? You're just too kind. And to that I say, you deserve it. All right, now where's my next one? Come here, Mama. Okay, with you, I'm going to have to do something with this wonkiness. So let me go get a steak with some clips and I'll be right back. The magic of editing. All right. Now I am going to keep this from the other one because it has a name. And if I lose it, honestly, I don't even remember right now what it was called. And I just said the name. There's no way. It's going to take me a while. But with that said, I'm going to let you guys know I'm getting a lot more into these. Aroids and philodendrons. Well, aroids covers them all. So let's just, for the sake of argument, aroids. I'm getting more into aroids and I am doing very well with them. I'm testing them out. So far, everything that I've repotted is doing really, really, really good. So when I see that, it inspires me to get more. So since I'm running out of space for my orchids because they are getting really big and I don't anticipate, and I don't mean this in any snobbish way, but I mean it in a very honest way. You guys spoil me. You give me all these beautiful gifts, and I treasure them with my heart more than the ones that I buy. Even though I love the ones I buy, but they have so much meaning, when you guys give me these gifts, that there is no orchid too small or too common that I won't love the same when it comes from a gift, because it's very special. You guys are thoughtful, and I never anticipated that doing this channel. So with that, and the ones that I buy, my collection has grown substantially fast. All right, so as you guys can see, anthuriums, they usually grow like this on trees. So here what we're doing is we're growing it in a pot. So we got to kind of fake it. Now this one, I know I don't need to measure it because it's such a long stalk. Here we go. I think I'm going to do it just like this, because it's the only way that it's going to make sense. Because the other way is going to be too tall and she's going to topple over. So I may just have to put the spikes. Huh. This is pretty interesting. I never done this. Maybe the pot is too small. I have a bigger pot. I like this one. But this one I have it for something else, and I really need to repot her. So sorry, Margarita. It ain't happening today. All right, so let's see how I do this without any damage. I got it. Like this, Nelson. You knew you had this. Why are you drawing a blank in front of the audience? Oh, see what happens when I'm tired and I come here rushing? You get goofy Nell. Oh my God. All right. All right, so I'm going to put these little sticks right here so I can brace that part. And then I'll put the other one in the opposite side. Okay. It's going to be tricky because they are, believe it or not, these things are really heavy. And she has a new growth coming out. So I'm taking the new growth into consideration. That's why I planted this way, because it's going to come out like this. So I had these already pre-cut. Actually, you know what? I don't need it that. I have to be so careful because I don't want to break the stem. Could you imagine? I would have a Kanahara. Sorry, I'm embodying my Jewish side. Which, by the way, I ran across, true fact, I ran across a rabbi in my building and where I have the salon, and he looks at me randomly and just says, "You're Jewish." And I looked at him and I go, "Actually, I'm Christian." And he goes, "I can tell you're Jewish." So I asked him, I said, "What makes you think that?" And he said, "This is what I do. I study bloodlines. I study bone structures. I study roots of names." It was really interesting. The gentleman was super interesting. Very, very like smart guy. And he tells me, "Give me your last name." So I give him my last name. And he's like, "That is a Jewish last name." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, it comes from Portugal and it represents a vine." And I'm like, "Oh." So I searched and it does represent a vine. And he said that back in the day when the Jews were escaping the Portuguese inquisitions, they would dress up as priests. And I know this for a fact because my partner's family, they come from that Inquisition. He comes from the Jewish bloodline. So when he's telling me the story, I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. And he says, and the Jews, some of the sectors of the Jews named their last name uh, um, after plants and trees and botany, because this was a way they can communicate in other parts of the world and know exactly that they were from that bloodline. So I get chills. It was such an amazing story. Now, I don't see why he would be lying. I think it's true, but I am now curious to find out, because I've never done that 21 and me, or whatever it's called, 23 and me. I've never done it, and I'm very curious to see, because I know I have a lot of mixes. I mean, I have so much in my family. We're literally a rainbow. I tell some, when people ask me, where are you from? I go, well, I was born here. My parents are Cuban, and they're like, but you don't really look Cuban. I go, well, my grandfather was Mexican. My parents have Portuguese last name. Some of my family comes from the Canary Islands. I have Afro-Cuban. I have Chinese. I mean, in my family, if you're racist, you're just gonna hate yourself. Oh, guys, look how cute this is. And yes, it needed a little help with the stakes, but at least now you can see it even better. And here is, oh, she's squeezing in between there. Come here, little girl. There we go. So now she grows out and she'll come out that way. And she looks beautiful in this little pot. I am so happy. I hope I didn't bore you guys with that story. I mean, it was so fascinating to me. And I just remembered it. I was like, oh, maybe I should share it. I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, even though we digressed a little bit, I hope you enjoyed it. So I am done. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I am thinking of food and feeding my cats. So anyways, I already used half a bag to these two. So if you guys have several of them, order a couple, because even though it's a pretty big, hefty bag, um, it goes pretty fast. And I hope I have enough. I don't think I have enough. I think what I'll do is, yeah, I'm going to kind of fill the bottom with styrofoam. You can do that if you don't have enough. You fill it with styrofoam, and it's good drainage. And you can then raise your plant up. So I'm going to do that one off camera. And at this very end, I will show you guys a beautiful video of all three. So anyway, I'm cutting this because we've gone way, how far is it? Oh, it's only 34 minutes. We're good. It's not that bad. I've done longer. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Again, there is going to be, I haven't really mentioned it much, but I am going to be at the Apopka spring show for Krull-Smith. It's running 14, 15, 16. I always put it here. I'm going to be there. Roxy from Orchids 365 is going to be there. We already reserved our room. We're excited. We can't wait to be over there. It's going to be a fun little weekend. I think I'm going more for the experience this time. I always come back with so many orchids, but like I said, let me calm down a little bit. But thinking it well, they do have a lot of nice philodendrons. Okay, scratch what I said, and we'll see what happens. So anyways, I will be there. And if you want to be part of that fun, why don't you join us? And it's not just Krull-Smith. There's other adjacent nurseries that hold festivals, like Pam's Orchids in Bloom. She usually holds, I don't know if she's going to do one this year. I have to find out. Or if she's going to be in the Orlando Festival. I don't know. There's so many happening that I just don't know. I don't know what's happening. But I do know Redland. Yay! That's my favorite. Well, one of my favorite, because I do love Tamiami Show too. But I love Redland Orchid International Orchid Show because number one, it's close to my home. It's in the Redlands. Number two, it's in a beautiful park, in the Fruit and Spice Park, which is one of my favorite botanical parks, aside from Fairchild Tropical Gardens. We are blessed here with lots of parks. So if you guys are in Miami or just Florida in general, visit our parks. They really are amazing. It'll be held in that park as always. They do have a show. So if you guys want to enter your orchids, please do so. I believe it's on Thursday, preview day, when you're supposed to bring them in. I will be there preview day, and I don't know if I'll be there Sunday or Friday or Saturday, most likely Sunday. because it's my meet and greet day is when I really get to talk to you guys. I'm not really looking into buying, even though I may buy one or two, but it's more about just hanging out with my friends and having a good time. So I hope I'm not covering that thing because I don't see it. I just assume the space. All right, push it away. That is it. I am done. I hope that this mic could, I'm wearing the mic today, so the dog has not stopped barking since I started this video because he sees me from here, so he just, poor thing, he just goes from one end to the other barking, trying to get attention. I feel bad. But anyway, that's it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for sticking by on this crazy episode. I think it's a little bit bizarre the way I did this one, but maybe that's just the way it has to be. I'm not going to change it or edit it. So with that said, I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Now. And remember, always, always keep it green. See you next time.